Thank you. Our story on New Year's Day announcing Ed and Shirley Babka's selection of the First Citizen Award carried the headline, Dedicated to Dubuque. And that's certainly the case, though it's noteworthy that neither is a native of Dubuque. Shirley was born in Des Moines and moved here with her family when she was just a young teen and graduated from Dubuque Senior High. Ed graduated from high school in Columbus, Nebraska, then studied at several colleges before graduating from the University of Colorado in 1950. He was an electrical engineer by training and by trade, but he also had an entrepreneurial side. After all, his second major in college was business. In 1957, while working in Decatur, Illinois, he started a specialty newspaper in his basement. It was called The Antique Trader. The newspaper eventually became the foremost publication in the antiques industry, and he gave up electrical engineering to run it full-time. When Ed needed a larger printer to handle his growing publication, he hired us, the Telegraph Herald, and moved himself and the Antique Trader to Dubuque in 1969. It was in Dubuque that Ed met Shirley, and they married in 1983. He sold Babka Publishing Company in 1991, but he and Shirley remained in Dubuque and continued their local philanthropy and civic involvement. There's a long list of institutions and organizations that have been beneficiaries of their generosity. Just to name a few, the University of Dubuque, where 3 buildings bear their names: Unity Point Health, Finley Hospital, home of Babka Wellness Center; Clark University, Carnegie Stout Public Library Foundation, Boys and Girls Club of Greater Dubuque, Dubuque Symphony Orchestra, and Dubuque Museum of Art. The couple certainly has made a lasting difference. They are indeed dedicated to Dubuque. And now it is my honor to present the 46th Annual TH Media First Citizen Award to Shirley and Ed Babka.
Noticed that I limped a little bit on the way here. A week ago today, I was having lunch with the cohorts at a restaurant, and I poured a pot full of boiling hot tea on my left foot. So anyway, it's better now. I went to the emergency room once, and Shirley and I would like to thank the Telegraph Herald for this award. As you know, to get this award, you have to do some good stuff for Dubuque, and I guess we have. At least the TH thinks we have. And not only has that been a two-way street, Dubuque has done a lot for Shirley and I. When I first came to Dubuque, I wouldn't have met Shirley without meeting her and becoming her wife, or her husband. Excuse me. That almost didn't happen. We were both single 33 years ago. And I called her for a date, and she said she was busy. And it sounded like a pretty good excuse, so I called her again in about 10 days, and I got another excuse. And it was also pretty legitimate, but I began to think maybe she's trying to send me a message or something to back off. So I decided I'd try her one more time, and if I got another excuse, that would be it. Fortunately, the third time was a charm. She said yes, and I married her, and that was the start of the first three years of my best years of my life. The reason I came to Dubuque was the Telegraph Herald. I started this little publication in Decatur, Illinois, back in 1957. And I hit the antiques hobby at the right time, and it kept growing, and I kept outgrowing printers. My first printer was a little weekly newspaper in Mount Pulaski, Illinois, a little town about 30 minutes northwest of Decatur. And I outgrew them in about a year, and I moved to Kewanee, Illinois, where the local newspaper, the Star Courier, printed for me for about 10 years. And I was outgrowing that printer. And about this time, the TH was remodeling their building here, and they bought a brand new Goss Metro offset press, which was the first one in the country ever built. And Norm McMullen at the TH at that time got wind of the fact that I was looking for a larger printer, and he called me, and we got together, and I moved to Dubuque. And Dubuque printed for me, and the TH printed for me for about the next 24 years until I sold it, 1992. And they printed for the person that bought the paper for another 5 or 6 years. But they've been a great printer and a big asset to the success of the Antique Trader. The other thing that Dubuque has done for us is that over the years I've had many good employees who worked hard for the Antique Trader. Several of them are here tonight. In fact, a couple of my key employees. Roger Goodman, where are you? There he is. Roger came up from Kewanee with me, and he was my general manager for several years. And Dave Howe, where are you? There he is over there. Dave was my in-house accountant for most of the years that I was in Dubuque, and these two gentlemen have been very instrumental in the success of the Antique Trader, which has been the reason that we've been good to Dubuque. So we've been good to Dubuque, and Dubuque has been very good to us, and I guess that sort of rounds it up. I'd like to thank the TH again for this honor, and thank all you folks for coming out tonight. Thank you.